Hey bookish besties, and welcome back to my booktube channel. I'm Sierra, also known as C's Library, and this is the 5th installment for my book journaling for 2025 series. So today we're going to be talking about reading challenges and setting them all up in our book journal. So let's start with what reading challenges are and the purpose of them. Reading challenges are fun little ways to get creative with your TBR and challenge yourself to read things you wouldn't usually read. There are so many reading challenges out there in the world, so I implore you to go and look at Goodreads and Storygraph and other options. You can look up other journalers and see what they're doing in their journals. But these ones are just some of the ones that I think are pretty popular and the ones that I like to do. So I wanted to start with a book bingo challenge. I started one in 2024, but the design was a little dull for me, so I really wanted to up that and make this prettier and nicer, something I'd be happy looking back on. So I started with my book bingo. I started by measuring out my boxes in my page. I didn't count one box from each side so I could give it a little bit of border space. From there, I calculated how to split it evenly into 5 sections. If you don't have dotted or grid paper in your journal, you can just measure it by inches. But either way, split it into an even 5 by 5. Once I knew how many boxes I needed across, I did the same vertically so it would be a perfect square. Add your label and any little decor around it, and there's your basic outline. So my filming for some reason cut off here while I was filling in all of my book bingo, but start with your middlemost square, putting that as your free space, and then just write in the rest of the things as things you want to challenge yourself with. Here was my list I made for each box, and then I just scattered them around my bingo card to randomize it. And ta-da! My book bingo was all set up for when I'm ready to color them in by completing each challenge. So on the other side of my book bingo challenge, I wanted to do the alphabet challenge, which is, as its name implied, it's reading a book starting with each letter of the alphabet. I didn't end up finishing my 2024 alphabet challenge because there's just some letters that are really hard to find books that start with that, like X or, let's see, there's a lot. I didn't complete it, is what I'm saying. I'm honestly not that upset about not completing the challenge because it's still interesting to see how much of a letter I've read before. What I did do in 2024 is I just filled it out with the first book I read with that letter, and this time I want to change that into my favorite book starting with that letter. So I probably won't be filling this out till the end of the year, but I want it to kind of be an overview of my favorite book starting with that letter. I started with some washi tape to use as a background to this and folded this graph paper to put on top of that background. On the inside, I wrote each letter as evenly as I could, and I outlined those letters to make it a little bit fancier. And then I decorated the outside using some stickers and labels and added my title, and that was it for that. Now this one is all set up for me to fill in later in the year with all my favorite books, starting with each letter of the alphabet. My next challenge I'll be doing is the 6 books with 6 friends, which is basically just choosing 6 friends to recommend you 6 books. I find this really fun because they might recommend something that I haven't usually thought to go out and read. So I am excited to do this one again. Last year for my 6 book 6 friends, I chose bookish friends, booksta friends. And I wanted to get out of my comfort zone a little bit more, so I chose some in real life friends and my boyfriend and people that I don't think read anything very similar to me, and I did get a variety of recommendations that I'm excited to try out. Since I'm designing these 2 pages together, on the other side of my book bingo challenge, I will be doing a These Books Will Self-Destruct in a Year challenge, which is basically books that I'm not super sure about. I got them on sale and I wasn't really sure I wanted to read it. And in a year, I will have to offload or donate them if I do not read them and like them. This is just to get some stuff off my shelf that I'm not sure about. I chose 8 books for this. I'm not going to show you them in this video. I will show you my 6 books from 6 friends, but I'm not going to show you the ones for that one just because at the start of next year, I'm going to talk about that a little bit more and show you those books and why I feel that way about those books, so that way it's a little timeline exactly from the start of the year. I started by decorating the pages as I would any other spread and writing my labels. I had outlined roughly where I wanted each book cover to go, so I knew not to encroach on that area. I printed the book covers on sticker paper and cut them out to add onto the page. And then I wrote who recommended the book and outlined a little rating sections to fill in when I read it. And that's it for my reading challenges. You can create any type of challenge you want. You can look stuff up. Like I said earlier, there's so many options. But just get creative with it and do the things that you want to challenge yourself with and that are fun to you. I like these challenges because they're really easy to fill in and to look back on is so fun to see how I've challenged myself throughout the year. But like I said, I'm not going to finish my alphabet challenge for this year, and I probably won't finish my book bingo because there's some on there that are extra challenging for me. So don't make it like a stressful thing that you have to complete this. Just have fun with it, try to challenge yourself to some things, and do what you like. And that's it for me today. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please give it a like and subscribe. And as always, you can message me at cs.library on Instagram any creations you've made. Tune in next week where we'll be talking about buddy reads and making a page to incorporate them into our journal. Thank you. Happy reading. I did this last year with my Booksta friends. I'm doing that.